News.
More news.
So I don't know how to open this segment, but I thought we'd start with that, and we'll figure it out as we go.
All right.
So
That's
again,
lovely.
I titled this "The News."
Did you write that?
I did. I
Good.
got that copyrighted actually. So this is going to be called "The News That's New to Us." So this is the Dunestone Redemption. Excuse me. The news from November. So I've kind of picked and choose some of the top headlines from here and there. And a lot of big stories this month. At first, it was kind of a slow news month, but man, the last week, a lot of things have happened.
Can I ask you one question?
Absolutely.
Last month you said you made all this up. What portion of this was made up?
A good 80 to 75% is made up.
Okay, all right.
So a good maybe 10% is real. But we'll see how it goes. So the first article I read that kind of caught my attention was, we all know who David Ayer is. He directed the first Suicide Squad, right?
Yes.
Within the last 2 days, he came out and said the movie that he actually directed and was on script is a completely different movie than what we got. This is what he had. The original Big Bad was not the Enchantress's brother. It was actually Steppenwolf. Enchantress was actually controlled by the Mother Boxes. Those weird blob people, if you remember, those were actually originally to be parademons. So what they do, they had to recut the movie. Actually, as they were shooting it, they had to recut scenes because the Justice League movie started evolving. So the first part of that, there's the second part we're going to get into, but do you think, knowing this, if Steppenwolf would have been the big bad in this movie, would it have made it any better? Could it have saved this movie?
I don't think so. Steppenwolf is a weak character. It was weak for... I can't believe that's who Justice League used. Because I just thought it was...
Well, okay.
He's a cool character in the comic books, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
They always have problems with their villains. If it's not the Joker, it sucks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Basically.
Well, to kind of add into that, we all know that there was going to be 2 Justice Leagues. It's going to be part 1 and part 2. And the rumors from this, he even alluded to, they had to recut it when they decided that there wasn't going to be part 1 and part 2. So part 1, no one's officially said this, but the rumor mill was part 1 of Justice League was the Justice League was going to fight Superman because he came back and he was in the black suit and bad at some point. And they were going to come together to help stop him and bring him back to the team. Part 2 was Dark Shield.
That would have been a way better first movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. But that would have been 2 movies. But and there's some, no one's gone on record saying that's what it was, but there's been a lot of hints to it and this and that. And David Ayer said that's one of the reasons he will not be doing another DC movie, because the movie he wanted to make and had plans to make, he didn't get to. Do you think that's
to make it at all?
Pretty much?
Yeah.
I mean, the Enchantress, that was such a weird, how she was the bad guy for so long.
If this is the way it always ends up, why don't they let these directors make their movies?
I think that's what Patty Jenkins went in and did. Said, hey, I'm going to do Wonder Woman, but I'm going to do my movie. And they're like, cool, go for it. And that's what we got. There was not a lot of studio interference. I think they were so worried about Justice League that they lost sight of the big picture and just blew it all.
Yeah. I'd say I like Justice League, but I'm, a DC guy. So
I am too.
I enjoyed it.
I like it the less I watch it, though. So I've stopped watching it. And that's like, first time, I'm like, this is amazing. They're all on screen together. The second time, this is great. This is
the
not.
scene with him, do you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I waited for that moment.
Do you ever think we'll get the Snyder Cut?
No.
I don't think so either. Man, they're pushing for it.
Backhands them, you know what I mean? It's,
Yeah.
But no news on where they're going with anything?
No, and we'll kind of get into that next. But
you think if they would have done the 2-part thing like that Cavill would have hung in there and been
Absolutely.
Superman for sure?
Absolutely.
And I think maybe that's why they all dropped out. Is they're like, listen, we're not getting to make any of the films you said we were going to get to make.
Right.
Because I think he was probably drawn to that darker. And man, those on the Batman versus Superman, where he's seeing that kind of that dark future where Superman's a bad guy. Mm-hmm. That's the best part of that whole film.
Oh yeah,
is that
that's a
alternate
great scene.
Universe thing. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. So yeah. Maybe that's the difference between Marvel and DC. Maybe that's why Marvels are hitting them out of the park, and
I guess so.
DCs are kind of flat.
And unfortunately, that's not the last DC news. In fact, we're going to go into another DC news brief. So we all know Ewan McGregor, right? Killed it in a lot of things. Great actor. He has been cast as the Black Mask in DC for Birds of Prey. Okay. What do you guys think about that? Because I've personally never seen him as a bad guy. And to me, Black Mask is sadistic. And do you think he can do it? Do you think he'll pull it off?
I think he's a fantastic actor. And Yeah, I think absolutely. I think you'll see a different side of him.
Okay.
And who's in that movie?
So here's the cast to round it up. You got Margot Robbie, who's actually producing this. She really wants to get this up and going.
Oh, wow.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead is going to be the Huntress, and I'm going to blow this name, Jury Smollett. She's been cast as Black Canary, and I know her from Friday Night Lights, the last season.
Friday Night Lights.
There it is.
There it
What
is.
is it about that show?
I don't know.
Everyone used to be in Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. She was in the last season of it, and she stole every scene she was in. So I think the cast is there. It's just the story. Where do they go?
Is Margot Robbie going to be
Harley
the same Harley Quinn?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just
And this is a movie then.
This is a movie. This is green
Birds of
lit,
Prey,
and
yeah,
they're
Birds of
shooting
Prey.
January. In fact,
Nice.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead put on Twitter somewhere that she's had fittings for her Huntress outfits, and I guess if you're a fan of the comic, she said you won't be let down.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Very cool. I like to hear that because I think that's the way they've got to go right now. Sideline the main characters and bring up some of these, you know, lesser known. I think that you could do, some sort of Green Arrow movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like a for real Green Arrow movie. You could do, some of the stuff we're getting that we'll talk about later.
No,
Well,
I mean, we're all watching the Titans.
Yeah.
That show's awesome.
It is
That show's
fantastic.
fabulous. And every episode, it seems like they introduce a new character that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember those
Right,
guys.
right.
And DC has a lot more characters to work with than we think of.
Yeah. Well, I think, and to your point, to kind of go off what you said with Green Arrow, I don't even think we need an origin story.
No.
I think we can say, here's Ollie, he's in, where he's at, he's Green Arrow,
Right,
go with
yeah,
it.
right.
I don't think you have to do all these origins.
Yeah, they
Right.
always think
And
that
kill that.
people aren't just going to know enough about it to, you know what, we have the Googles.
Right.
Yeah.
We can look up where a guy came from.
This
look
newest Spider-Man, there was not an origin. He was just kind of, hey, there's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
But, I
good.
mean, talk about your lesser known people that you're seeing in the Marvel. Nobody knew anything about Black Panther. Most people didn't even know Black Panther existed. You brought him out in one movie and then boom, he had his own.
I never knew
Yeah.
who Rocket or Groot were, and I love the two of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're two of my
Guardians,
favorites.
yeah.
So
I never knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were.
nope. I had one friend that was all about that. But
Yeah.
personally, I heard Clive Owen was up for Black Mask, and I thought that would have been awesome.
Yeah,
That's who
he's-
I was really pulling for. So when I heard Ewan McGregor, I was kind of like,
I think
But
he got
I
it.
think he'll do good.
Yeah, I think it
Did you guys watch any of the Fargo series that he did?
Yeah.
Last
No.
season.
He was good in that.
He played twin brothers, and it's Fargo. It's dark and it's funny and things like that. But
could
it's a
see
dark
that.
film. I think it'll be interesting to see what he does with a bad guy role like that.
Mhm.
I can't think of the whole time we've been talking. I've been trying to think of
A bad guy role like
when
this.
has he been the bad guy?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, can he do this?
and I
I'm
just
sure he
don't.
can.
I
It's-
can't think of anything.
Because it's Obi-Wan.
He's anti-hero like Train Spotting. He's
Yeah.
he's not a great guy,
Right.
But not an actual bad guy.
No. I think he'll kill it. I hope he does anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so next story I thought was interesting because I'd read this a while back, and then they're actually really pushing for it. And what's happened is most of the movie studios are now pushing for a shorter theatrical window. When I read that headline, I'm like, I didn't quite understand what that meant. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to bridge the gap between when it's in theaters and they want to get quicker back to your platform, your Netflix, your DVD, whatever it is, where you can see it, stream it.
Did they give you a time frame of how quickly they want to turn around that?
That's
They
a good
did.
way to battle the piracy.
That's what they're thinking.
Because
and
get a good copy out there that people will buy quick
Yeah.
before someone downloads a crap.
Because if
load.
you want to go see it in the movie theater, you're going to see it in 6 weeks and then go
Then
straight to video.
DVD.
Do they think that it's going to cut down the movie? I'll let you answer.
Well, so what I read here is that this almost happened last year. But it had to be put on the back burner because of the Disney merger. But now, since AT&T has purchased the Warner Brother Universal, AT&T is really pushing for it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I did some research. So pre-2012, it was on record a 24-week lead time from the theatrical release to a DVD. Now, post-2012, it's now about a 16 to 12 week. And I can think, what was it? If you think about it, Venom's been out, right? Came out in September. The release date for that is December 18th. That's pretty quick, I mean, that's moving. So they're really getting them shorter, and they want to get them even shorter. They're, like you said, maybe 6 week in theater, and then that 7th, 8th week, that next month, boom, it's on.
Do you think that's because there's so much content coming out?
I think so.
So if they don't get it to DVD quickly, people are going to forget that film was really something they were interested in because all of a sudden there's a new Star Wars film.
Sure.
Right.
You know.
My question is this. I think we're all going to go see the movies we're going to go see. But there's that one movie, like for me, I really enjoyed The Happy Time Murders. Mm-hmm. If I know that's going to come out pretty quick after
went to the theater.
maybe I don't go to the theaters. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's going to deter people from going to theaters?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it depends.
That's a dang good question.
If you come out faster, you can charge more for it
when
it comes out. So you can make up the money that way through home video. The person you cut out is that movie theater. Just, at $12 and $13 a ticket, cut them out.
Yeah. Well, and it's, I'm wondering, because a lot of these movies, like if you look here, a lot of them have legs and staying power. Like The Grinch and Bohemian Rhapsody and some of these, they're doing okay, but their drop off is like 20% a week. It's not huge, so they've been out 4 or 5 weeks and they're still top tens.
Right.
So do you think that eliminates some of that box office growth?
Is there going to be something written into that formula that says if it's going to come out after the theatrical run? So if the theatrical, 4 months later, if it's still in theaters, we're not going to release it yet.
That could be. I don't know.
They have to take that into account.
Sure.
Like box office totals start to dip.
Well, and again,
That's a standard thing, though? I mean, that's like an industry standard on that stuff?
I think that
the studios are one, too.
I just kind of thought it was herky-jerky. I kind of thought the studios just did whatever the hell they wanted to.
Kind of, when they want to release it, they release it.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can get a direct answer. Can anyone tell me how they make money? Because if you go to the theater, they say, no, we don't make money on that. We make money on concessions. No, we don't make money on the DVDs. When we spend so much... I have no clue how movies make money, honestly, how it all works.
What, they're saying they don't make money from the box office ticket prices?
And that's what they say. I don't understand.
Well, the theater pays that movie, pays to show that film.
But it's X amount of dollars, not based off how many times it's shown, I don't think.
No, I think it's how many times it's shown. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're showing it like in the evening or a matinee.
Yeah.
And if there's 10 people in that theater or 200 people in that theater.
That's a guest I'd have on the show that we can ask. How does this really work?
Yeah. How does it film? How does it? I think we should just research it ourselves.
Okay.
Screw guests.
Yeah.
Screw guests. No,
Unless you're Lady Gaga.
Unless you're Lady Gaga. Well, we'll see how that goes because with the new, again, everything's almost signed and ready to go for the Disney Fox merger. So once that happens too, I think they'll really greenlight this idea.
You think AT&T and Disney will merge in like 4 years?
And then it's just one studio?
Then it's just
the mouse?
It's called
The Mouse.
The Studio.
The studio?
You'll have to talk to the head of the studio.
It could be. So the next news brief I've got, there's works on a Breaking Bad movie.
I've
heard about that.
So
it follows Pinkman.
It follows Pinkman. So that's the thing. Why can't I think of Walter White's real name?
Walt Whitman. No.
Are you talking about the actor?
Yes.
Bryan Cranston.
Thank you. He said he's on board, but then again, they've said the synopsis is what happens to Jesse after he got out, right? He's dead.
Doesn't mean that they...
Flashbacks or something.
Right, yeah.
But do we need this? I thought that was one
I don't care if we need it, I want it.
You want it, really?
Oh, man, I love Breaking Bad.
That's my favorite show ever.
Really?
I love Breaking Bad.
I love the way they ended it, though.
It is the best series ever written for television.
I agree. 100%. My favorite.
I got lucky when I had the transplant. Someone brought it over and I had like 4 seasons to watch it.
Nice.
And so like in a week and a half, I watched and I loved it. And I remember that was one show I went home and watched on AMC as it progressed.
So did we. We got together.
It was good.
It was one of those shows that the last episode, you just felt like there was something missing in your life.
Well, you guys are more excited than I thought you'd be about this news.
How are we going to go on without this show?
So
it's kind of like The Office for me too. That's another one.
Okay.
That's like, I feel like I'm missing something.
But did you hear what Steve Carell said?
Yeah.
He said, "Oscar, you're gay. Boom, roasted. Doesn't work in today's world," and he's absolutely right.
It should. No.
It's not what we live in anymore. He's absolutely right.
It makes me so sad.
It does make you sad.
I think that was all just to put on that they're totally going to make an Office.
I hope they do.
Oh God, I love
it. And this is off subject. What if they take like the new the interns they had? I love Clarky.
Yeah.
Take them and start with those guys.
Yeah, start all over
with
again.
those guys.
Yeah.
But so I'm surprised that you guys are more excited about that.
That it's going to be
Pinkman and
if it happens.
Pinkman's in, of course, because he hasn't found really work since then. Yeah,
right.
And
there's a lot of Hulu stuff.
Does
I saw him in
a
something
couple,
just the other
couple
day.
series on Hulu going right now.
I didn't really think people would want this, but after seeing your reactions, I think people want this.
Oh, 100%.
I will definitely show up to the theater and see.
So you'll go see it.
No question. So will Bridget.
It's a big question of can they recapture some of that magic
Right.
And I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna go just to see if they can or not.
You want to see if they can Sex in the City it.
Yeah.
Because they
You
did do
not
it.
just say that.
Exactly.
They did it. I've never seen any of those.
No.
Okay, so the next story I've
I
got.
feel like they're a story of your life. Right?
Oh, I'm
You're all about fashion.
I'm the girl that was in Mannequin. I'm totally her.
I don't even. Kim Cattrall. Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
totally Kim Cattrall. So, do you guys know who Jude Law is?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Heard of him? Oh, we're moving on to a new
He's a
subject.
lesser-known actor out of the United Kingdom, I believe.
Right. Well, right now Jude Law is killing it because he's in the new Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. He plays the younger Dumbledore. I don't know. Dumbledore. Pretty good in it.
Dumbledore.
And he is unknown for me in this new Captain Marvel movie. But recently in an interview, he was talking about this and that. And he said the security was so intense on Captain Marvel that it made Fantastic Beasts look like an indie movie. And he said had he not worked on Captain Marvel, Fantastic Beasts would have been so locked down that he would have made all of his other films look like indie movies. So my question to you is, do you think that's the way these Marvel movies, superhero movies, are going to get to where spoilers, it should be so locked down? I mean, look at what
No,
Marvel
I don't
does.
think so. Because they're holding out for this. I mean, you still don't have a trailer for a movie that's 6 months out.
Right.
Right?
There's nothing for Avengers.
So, they haven't really been so tight-lipped on all the other Marvel movies until Avengers and Infinity Wars. I feel like this better pay off. You may see it more if this pays off, but if this movie doesn't pay off, you can throw that crap right out.
I think it's going to be good. I'm getting good vibes out of this.
I've also heard, he didn't say this, but in a different interview, someone said they're going to market this movie a completely different way. What the thing is, they're going to do flashbacks of previous trailers from previous movies to move into this one. Will that work? Would you go to a movie blind?
Like snippets?
Snippets of old. Would you
Well,
go?
I'm going to go to the movie and see it.
Well, have they
They
been
forgot.
laying Easter eggs for this film for 10 years or
Yeah.
something, and we
Yeah.
just didn't realize it?
Sure.
Yeah, that could be.
I mean, that could
Could
be.
be.
There could be a lot of...
I guess my question to you, based on what he said here, what do you think studios do to combat spoilers?
Well, they make people sign a lot of agreements.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think it's probably most about set security.
But do you
I
have
don't think
a?
they really know the way. I don't think they know the way the movie's going to be pieced together and what the true ending is. It sounds like they film multiple things
Yep.
and try to decide how to
Yeah,
go
I
with
don't think the actors and stuff even really know.
Well, look at the trailer, Mr. X. We saw the Hulk and a lot of things that he was never even in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, right now you've got a phone on you that has a camera. You do too. So it's hard not to get stuff out there leaked.
They're gonna get pictures of people in costumes and things like that.
I love.
never know what's
If
gonna
it's
happen.
flashback.
But the
you
thing
never know.
is
True.
so much of it's CGI. It's just
Right.
a dude
Yeah.
in a green suit in front of a green background.
Yeah.
So the Avengers got ruined for me because I saw it a week late and social media kind of sucks. But I like what Todd Phillips is doing with this Joker. Have you guys been seeing what he's doing?
No.
He's been releasing what he wants to put out there on it, and it's about weekly. He's throwing stuff out there, and it's got everyone listening and looking
I've seen
good.
some of the pictures and things like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
and
When
he's
does this Joker movie come out?
that's
Anybody know?
It's the summer.
no. I'm sorry, I had that. It's going to be fall of 2020.
Is it fall?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's that far out.
It's going to be
Not even 2019?
no. I'm sorry, 2019.
Okay,
That's
good.
why we think they pushed what's her name back.
Wonder Woman.
Thank you.
Wonder
Yes. So, because the lineup is supposed to be Shazam's coming out, and then after Shazam, you've got.
Is that going to do any good at all?
I think the trailer looks fun.
Yes, but DC struggles with comedy.
Right.
They can't make any of their stuff funny ever.
What do you have a
And this one's
lineup for
gonna be
DC?
all funny?
I
don't.
don't. Joker's expected release date's October 4th, 2019.
Okay, so it
It's
is.
fall.
Oh God, it's got De Niro in it.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Heath Ledger's in it?
No.
Huh.
Oh, so, Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey is supposed to be out too. So they've got a.
19?
Yeah, it's Shazam, Birds of Prey, Joker, and then Wonder Woman, I believe. So they're moving along. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that's good. I hope that they do well with the second tier
Mm-hmm.
characters. So the Joker film is just about the Joker?
Just and it's nothing to do with anything out there, from what I understand.
So it's completely reimagining
Yeah.
the character, maybe.
And I really wasn't on board until I realized who Todd Phillips was. And I was like, oh, Todd Phillips, he did all the Hangovers and did a lot of those. I'd like to see where he can go with this.
Yeah, so
so
it says
Strange. It's
Shazam
gonna be
2019.
It's going to be a drug-fueled comedy?
I'm okay with that. Give me that. I'll pay that $10 to see that, or 20, whatever it costs now.
Joker meets Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I could get down with that.
So my next story ties into what we just talked about. So there was a photo leaked online that shows all your main Avengers, and they're in Quantum Realm suits. The suits that they're in look just like Hank Pym wore when he went into the Quantum Realm to get, what's her name?
Miss Pym.
Miss Pym, thank you. They look identical. The white coloring, the gold front leaf. So that picture, knowing that's out there, do you think that spoils anything?
Could be. That's where they get them into. I think all the missing characters got sucked into the Soul Stone.
Okay.
As part of Thanos' gauntlet. Who knows?
Do you think that got released to misdirect? Do you think Marvel's that smart?
Yes.
Well, maybe they do something with it. Maybe they figure out that's a back door to get into this thing or what. I don't know. Who knows?
That's
how
true.
they're
Do
going
you
to write
think that when
stuff.
Captain Marvel comes out, you'll have any answers?
Not really.
No.
I think you're just going to learn about
I
her.
think they're going to keep it super tight.
Yeah.
She's going to come out, and she is not going to push that story forward at all.
It's going to be her origin story, and that's it, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
In the very end of the film, this is the last scene of Captain Marvel. In the very end of the film, she answers the phone.
Yep, the buzzer
from
thing.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep.
Yep. And then they go,
And he gone.
He
He ain't
gone.
even there. He gone.
hello, hello?
Hello,
Yeah.
hello, click.
the
Jackson, he's always pranking me.
from the future. I think that the week before I go see it, I'm shutting social media off.
I've talked about the week. When it comes out, I've got to see it that week because I spoiled it for myself the last time, and I won't do that again. So, well, the next story is news for Russ. Russ is going to really like that. There's very early talks for a new Flash Gordon movie, but the bad news is he is not the Jets quarterback. Will you still go see this movie?
You know, I love the original Flash Gordon.
I know.
The original film or whatever.
Yeah.
That movie's awesome. I think it'll be probably fun. They need to start. There's some really cool characters from that era, kind of the cliffhanger films era.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Buck Rogers, Doc. No, what the hell's that guy's name? The Man of Bronze.
I don't know that.
What was his? Well, anyway, a lot of good characters. Doc Savage.
Okay.
Doc Savage is a really interesting pulp character from those times. And I think maybe even The Phantom. I don't know if you saw that film with Billy What's-His-Face.
Yes. Yep.
Billy Zane. What's your deal? Why are you so creepy?
He's the Phantom.
But I mean, I just like that stuff. And we saw a little bit of that maybe genre in Wonder Woman,
Mm-hmm.
where she was kind of back in the World War II
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
That's a great time to have even Captain America when he was back fighting in that era. Start setting more of these back in those times. Make them a period piece, and I think we'll have a lot more fun with that. I'm hoping Flash Gordon is not a
Shot-for-shot remake.
Nothing is worse than a modern day reimagining. Who here believes that Masters of the Universe got ruined the second they brought them to Earth? You know what I mean? They should have stayed on the planet that they were on. Don't bring them back to Earth. We don't want modern times. Let's do... And I think that stuff would be fun. They should have a lot more characters.
You
like
know
that.
what I saw that I really liked Billy Zane in?
Nothing.
The KFC commercials where he played the Colonel.
That's true. I did
Yeah.
like him in Zoolander.
Yeah.
He played a minor part in the first Zoolander. And
He was great in The Roommate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, so I watched this Pets 2 trailer because I think we talked about
it's
Pets
on my
1.
list here.
So Pets 2, I'm like, why does that sound so different? What's up with Max? So I did some research, and it turns out Louis C.K., who was Max in the first one, has been replaced with Patton Oswalt. I think we all know why.
Yes.
But do you think kids will even notice? Do you think
No,
anyone
they
even
don't
cares?
care.
Do you think we even care?
I think Patton Oswalt's funnier anyways.
I would say
love
so.
Patton Oswalt.
I do. I like that guy
And
as well.
they kind of, I saw it too when I searched for it. There was a side-by-side kind of voice, and there's a big difference. But I wonder if kids will pick up on it. I guess one of the news there.
When does
I don't
he
think
get
they'll
back to work,
care.
you think?
I think the next year. I think he's already.
I mean,
he's,
seriously.
Louis C.K.
yeah,
You can't show your junk to people.
He's done some stand-ups
Yep.
already.
he has.
And the place got, some criticism over letting him come back. And they thought it was interesting that he never addressed
Oh, he
any
did.
of that stuff in his stand-up. He just kind of came out with new material. I don't know.
If he's in Kansas City, go see him.
No.
I wouldn't have gone and seen him before.
Yeah, I guess I would. I did like Louis, that show.
Yeah.
I did like that show.
I don't know. He's never really thrilled me that much.
Yeah.
I'd rather go see Chris Kinane.
Yeah, that
You know,
guy's
that
awesome.
guy's nuts. I'd go see Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
In a second, you gave me tickets to that. I'd be there tomorrow. That guy's hilarious.
I think maybe his career's done. Maybe he's a
so?
writer. Yeah, I don't know. So, do we all remember in 2012 a show came out called Hansel and Gretel?
Nope.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys, but when it came out, I saw the trailer. I was so excited for that movie, and I saw that movie, and I was it was horrible.
Yeah.
But they're doing it again.
Of course.
They're making it.
Or a part 2.
No, they're doing a completely new telling, and it's supposed to be all horror. And the star of it is going to be, make sure I don't butcher her name, Sophie Lillis. You're probably thinking, who's that? She is the star, the girl that played in the first It that just came out, the redhead.
Oh, okay. So the young protagonist.
She is the headliner of this
Okay.
Hansel and Gretel. So, and knowing that's going to be a hard R horror,
So it's not going to be Hansel and Gretel action
witch
flick.
hunters. No,
It's
no,
gonna be, it's gonna
Hansel
be
and Gretel horror flick.
Yeah, old
Eat
school
your
terrifying.
children.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Is it a modern day setting? Or
I-
is it
that I
set
don't
in a different
know.
Era?
I'm hoping it's not.
I cannot wait not to see that.
Did you see it?
No.
Oh, come on now.
No.
Come on, you
It
gotta
will
go
s-
do it. You gotta
It'll
do
stay
it.
with you. I'll sleep here on the
Well,
floor.
you know,
It's
It's
scary.
going to have to see it.
it too is gonna be one of my picks one of these.
We're gonna see that one.
And we're
I'm
gonna see
excited
it.
about
We
that.
might have to take a trip to the theater to see that one.
yeah.
And we might have to have a watching of the original show
Before.
the night before.
I love all these
Yeah,
ideas.
I am not.
We'll count. I'll pencil you in now. Easy's in. Okay, so Tom Hiddleston, you guys probably know as Loki.
Loki, yeah.
Heard of
Loki.
him.
Loki, if there's
So he's pretty excited. I think he loves playing Loki because he signed on to do this ABC or Disney Direct service. He's going to do a Loki series. Is this
Oh,
something
really?
you guys would watch?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to pay for that Disney service.
You're not?
Oh, is that Disney Direct?
It's a
Yeah.
Disney Direct.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
because at some point, how many direct services can we have?
I know.
Before we're not paying
Just as much as cable.
I mean, Disney owns ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could at least throw us a bone, and after the first season, they start reshowing it on ABC.
Could be.
You know, I don't know.
I think obviously he loves this character. I mean, he's been that character at Comic Cons multiple times
Right.
and
I
loves
don't
it.
think he's getting a ton of offers to do other stuff.
And that's crazy because he is a good actor.
He was amazing in The Night Manager. I mean, the guy can act. That was a good series. But what I'm excited about, could this bring back like Lady Sif and some of those people that got killed off? Do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, because it could be like an original, like
Right.
I don't know. They could go a lot of places with it.
Loki-doki.
But I'm excited about it 'cause all the characters that could come back. But this is the first real series you've got that's a Marvel. It's not a Luke Cage. It's not a Daredevil.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel Cinematic Universe character getting his own series. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, that could lead to a lot of stuff.
That could lead to
Yeah.
a lot. If that works,
Especially if they write off all these characters or any characters, you could bring them up with somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, with a different character.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hendel could come back. Who
Well,
knows?
which is good because I really feel like the Marvel character-driven shows on Netflix
Mhm.
have run their course.
Yeah,
Would you finish watching Daredevil?
I did.
I loved it.
Daredevil's
It was
still good.
yeah, I like it. I'm not done
The
with it. but I
last
like it.
Iron Fist was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Luke Cage was
Yeah.
terrible.
But
I had to
Punisher
fast forward
is-
through
was
most of it.
fantastic.
and it's
The first season of Punisher.
Second
We've
season's-
got to see if
yeah.
It come out
It's
soon,
the
right?
problem is they're
Yeah.
not lasting.
January?
yeah, I would think.
The problem I'm seeing so far is they're having a hard time bringing these characters into a second season.
Yeah,
They need to shorten those seasons.
they need to cut them down.
13
Make them 7,
episodes is too
7,
many.
8. Yeah, it's too many.
Too many.
Like we talk, you get that origin story of a character you care nothing about.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's-
just the
admit
second
that.
tier characters. Just come on, I don't care.
Well-
Yeah, because I know that there'll be the origin of Foggy Nelson.
Yeah,
In,
Why he's a
in
lawyer.
Daredevil 4. Yeah,
who cares?
Yeah.
Well, the last
February, March.
February, March, okay. The last story I have or news is I want to talk about is Bohemian Rhapsody. It continues to make money. It's just making money. Now, I've heard mixed reviews on it, but the reason I want to talk about it because I want to throw this question to you because it seems like we've had Walk the Line, we've had Ray, Bohemian Rhapsody. We have good musical biopics, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were the producer and got to pick anyone you wanted to do a biopic musically of their upbringing or where they came straight out of Compton, if you will, who would you pick and why?
I mean, I was thinking about this when I was. We've been talking about Cold Noir. I was having Cold Noir out in my driveway earlier this week.
Yes, yes.
Up my own personal hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you would do it, but there's got to be a retelling of Michael Jackson's story. There's got to be.
Sure.
I mean,
that's not a bad one at all.
It would be tough.
It would be really hard to do, and and make it not hokey, and he's almost a character in and of himself.
Oh yeah.
But God, I'd love to see a Michael Jackson that really told, but you don't even know what was going
That's
on.
just
behind
it.
the scenes.
Like what's real and what's not.
And then you just make it about controversy. So
you could go a lot of different ways.
I don't know.
Russ, what about you? What would you go for?
Oh, man, I really don't know. I don't know if it would be like a specific person or anything, but I'd like to really go back and have a film that deals with that just explosion of grunge in the Seattle area
during that time period
in the 90s.
That'd be cool.
Right there, and see, maybe learn a little bit more about Chris Cornell, or the guy from Mother Love Bone that died. That was all their friends, and
Well, Dave Navarro even came out and said one time, we weren't trying to make grunge. We were just trying to make music we liked. There wasn't, and so that'd be interesting to hear all that.
But it was definitely had an energy to it.
Oh yeah,
that all spawned from that place.
Yeah,
and so I don't know. I just like to go see a little bit more about that. My other pick for that, I'm being a turd and I'm taking two, would be a good Jimi Hendrix film.
They've been trying.
So they've made some Jimi Hendrix films, but I just don't know if there's been
one with Andre 3000.
No, did that actually come out?
Has it come out yet?
I thought he was supposed to be Jimi Hendrix.
I thought it came out, but I don't know.
That would be an epic one, but they just can't get it off the ground. I would pick either Run DMC. I think that'd be a good one. But I'd really like to see, because I love their music, but I know nothing about them, the Beastie Boys. You couldn't tell me there's struggle that them, breaking into the rap game or something with them coming up. Yeah. And they were from Brooklyn, am I wrong? New York.
Yeah,
they had no sleep till Brooklyn.
No, that's what I'm thinking.
They're from one of the boroughs.
But I really don't. I guarantee they struggled.
The 3000 movie for Jimi Hendrix came out in 2013. We're just a few years.
Wow, did not know that.
But I didn't hear anything about it.
No,
in this Bohemian Rhapsody.
Rotten Tomatoes.
66%.
Roger Ebert gave it a 3 out of 4.
Sounds about right.
Faces.
So it doesn't sound that
good.
Interesting, because his life story, I've watched a documentary about him, and his life story is very interesting. So
I don't know much about it.
Well, should we go into our tops and flops? Tops and flops.
Tops and flops.
Is this the new song?
This is new song. So, Eric, we had you for last month. You picked out your top was going to be Nutcracker.
No.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Because
we
we all picked originally Fantastic Beasts, and that did make all the money. So
did it win?
It did win. It made. Hold on, I've got it here.
$62
million.
Wouldn't pick another one.
Yes, we don't. So it made $62 million. Now the
I went back and
Grinch.
listened today, and you did not pick another one.
You never told us.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure he wins.
well, actually, whoever picked the Grinch actually won, because it made $67 million.
Who
Oh,
picked
did
that?
it really? The Grinch?
I did.
You picked the Grinch?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went with the Grinch, but my Russ, you picked Robin. Well, we all kind of picked Robin Hood as our flop.
Yeah.
It's really flopped. It was a budget of about $100 million, and so far it's only made $9 million the first week.
I read a review that said
What?
Robin Hood laid an egg the size of Sherwood Forest. And I wrote that down just for Russ. I was like, that's hilarious.
Well, and the people that saw it that I read about said the movie itself's okay, but no one cares about Robin Hood anymore.
Right.
And it's like it's been too. I don't know, but I don't know. But here's kind of what we've got. So, Bohemian Rhapsody made a lot of money. The Grinch made 67. The Girl in the Spider's Web, I was excited for. It was a $50 million budget. Only made $7 million opening weekend, and it's not even the top 10.
I think it's just being overlooked.
It must be.
It's really just being overlooked.
Wreck-It Ralph has done pretty well. It's got $56 million in its opening weekend, and it went up some competition with Creed 2. In fact, Creed made $35 million, which it was a $40 million, so it's going to make its money back. So,
so who are the top 3 moneymakers?
It's going to be The Grinch, Wreck-It Ralph, and the top one is Fantastic Beasts. But the Fantastic Beasts, that is actually the lowest opening for a Harry Potter movie.
Oh, really? So it did good. It just didn't do Harry Potter.
Didn't do Harry Potter good. Yeah. So again, everyone's kind of seen the list here that we've got. So Russ, let's start with you. What would be your top pick for December?
Top pick for stuff coming out in December?
Yes, sir.
Money wise, I think it's that Mortal Engines.
You think it's gonna make the most money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's gonna do really well.
And what's your bottom pick?
I'm probably gonna go with. Oh heck, I don't know. Oh man, that Mowgli's coming out too, huh?
But that Mowgli, do you
And
think?
Mary Poppins is coming out, and Aquaman's coming out.
Yeah, that's my pick. I'm taking Aquaman.
You're
for
taking
everybody
Aquaman.
else.
Okay, this
Okay.
guy's taking Aquaman.
All right.
He's gonna Aqua over it. You get your pick, and I might revise mine. What's your pick, Othie?
Well, here's the thing: is why did you pick Mortal Engines?
Just because it's a Peter Jackson film,
Yeah.
and I think at some point he's gonna kick that
Hobbit curse.
Well, he's gonna kick that Hobbit marketing machine into gear.
See,
we're gonna start to see stuff just get flooded.
I have that as my bottom pick.
That's
I
what
think
I had
I
that
think
as- You think
that's
it's gonna
I think it's
I
gonna.
changed my mind. I
Okay.
changed my mind. I'm going with that Holmes and Watson.
You think it's
being
gonna-
the bottom? I think it's going to bomb.
Oh, I
Really?
think it's gonna be fantastic.
No,
I'm so excited to see
I want to
that.
see it, but I think it's going to bomb. I don't think. I think people are done with that. Will Ferrell hadn't made money in a lot of years.
Yeah.
And what's your pick for the top?
I was definitely going to go Aquaman, but I'll change that.
No,
And-
it's-
I'll go with I think Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins
I think
is
Mary
coming.
Do
Poppins.
we all
Coming
think
second.
that Aquaman's going to win?
We all think Aquaman's gonna win.
Yeah, I
Do
think
you want to
Aquaman.
pick seconds?
Let's do seconds. I think
Yeah, let's do
Aquaman.
the best of three.
My opinion is Aquaman will win.
Yes.
So, okay, well then I will go. I'll go with Mary Poppins then.
Mary Poppins. I'm gonna stick with my Mortal Engines.
Okay.
I think it's gonna somehow rebound.
Okay.
Shit.
So-
I'll take that Bumblebee. You
That-
turd,
Could do well.
I guess.
The standee is pretty awesome. I got my photo with it. I don't know if I like going to the movies to just get my photos with the standee. Maybe I don't know. It's kind of fun. So Russ, what do you have as a bottom name?
The bottom, I think, is gonna fall out of Bumblebee.
Okay.
I think it's gonna flop. Nobody wants to see a Transformer film again.
I think
sure
you're
make
right.
money every
They
now
do
and
make
then.
money, but man,
Not in America.
nah, that's true.
They make their money overseas.
That's very true. There, and if you talk that Mowgli one, that's gonna be one that's a really limited release, but it's gonna go to Netflix. So when it opens that weekend, that's when it's opening. It's actually on Netflix too.
Mowgli.
What about that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
I thought about
Boy,
picking
they
that.
have marketed the crap out of that.
I'm surprised
Well,
you didn't pick that as your number one
In
instead
terms
of.
of profitability,
because
it
it's
might
all-
do really well.
Yeah, it could be.
Because
I would like
an
to see
animated
that.
film does not cost that much to make.
We all know that I'm the worst at picking anything, so.
Yeah. If you want Mary Poppins, I'll take
No,
Spider-Man.
I
Okay.
would have taken Mary Poppins. I'm just looking at what's left on the list, and yeah, Bumblebee may not be it, but I think Holmes and Watson is the flop.
Okay, wow.
I'm sticking with that.
I hope they can recapture the magic because I want another Talladega Nights or Step Brothers because it's been too long.
Absolutely.
How can they get?
Have you seen the trailers?
Have they? Well, how
I
can they
laughed
get?
my face off during that trailer.
How can they greenlight Daddy's Home 2, but yet we can't get a Step Brothers 2?
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's
Yeah,
the
it's-
best movie ever.
Different.
Or The Other Guys, the most underrated movie in the
That movie
world.
was good.
That's
Amazing,
fantastic.
and they can't
That's
get a second one of
fantastic.
that, but they keep wanting to do these Daddy's Home.
Yeah,
Those must be a
that-
lot easier to
I've
make.
not-
Well,
like the
it's not
Daddy's
that. It's just that they have a greater marketability.
Yeah.
Daddy's Home, you can take the kids to as well.
Others guys,
And then
yeah.
Talladega Nights, although had featured foul-mouthed children, was not exactly children friendly.
That's true.
That was fantastic.
So we'll recap here. Russell, you're going to do Mortal Engines, and then your bottom's going to be Bumblebee. Eric has got Bumblebee as his top, Holmes and Watson as his bottom pick. Mine will be Mary Poppins as the top, and the bottom will be the Immortal Engines.
The Immortal Engines.
Cool. Well, that's all we have,
Are
guys,
you
for
gonna
the
sing your way out of this?
news.
News.
That's all we've got for news and tops and flops. Thanks for tuning in.